Hey guys, it's the Internet Wanderer, Gabe. Welcome back to the channel, my fellow Illuminaries, and I'm here to talk about something very important, which is how long do you stick in a fandom? Why is this important? Well, I was playing a Theory of Restart, and it's only a matter of time before someone argues with you for no apparent reason. This happened to me. Now, instead of sticking around to engage in an argument about said characters or characters, I decided to do something else with my life. Maybe this is something you can employ yourself when playing with games. So let's put it to you this way. I'll put it to you this way. If you're the type of person who gets mad easily, you should not engage in the internet at all. But if you need the steam to be pressed out of you like a dry cleaner, well, there's one way we can do that. Playing another game. Now, I have been playing Elden Ring Night Ring, which I have given a average review, and I still enjoy it and still play it. Why? Because the game itself is fun. The bare bones of it is fun. But we must stay in proper frame of reference. The game is fun with friends. And it actually changes a little bit once you do the shifting Earths world, where there's a volcano, some snow mountains, stuff I forgot to mention in my review because I just didn't get there at that point. But I'm a firm believer, and I mean firm believer, of if you have 20 hours into a game and you don't know everything that is to know about that game to the point of its core gameplays, then that's just bad game design. Like, Elden Ring didn't tell you everything at the beginning, but it told you enough so you weren't completely lost. Night Ring, I think it's been the complete opposite at points. So, but I'm glad there's a vibrant community and everything like that. One I don't want to really partake in because I just don't love games like these guys love games, man. I love video games, man. I grew up with them, but these guys, these gals, they just get so crazy sometimes with these characters and how the game is. So it's okay to say the game is mid and I still play and enjoy it because I was a blockbuster kid. I rented games just to play mid cartoon Nickelodeon games with my sister, and we just played it all the time. I played a bunch of games with the boys that were completely trash. I play them and enjoy them. That's why I'm an internet wanderer. That's why I can jump from game to game and enjoy myself. Because it's not about the game. It's about the people you enjoy it with, the community you enjoy it with. And to be honest, I don't like a community that will defend the game to the very end, stopping it from growing to its maximum potential. I don't think that's the right way to take anything in life. Stopping before you reach your maximum potential. Stopping before you reach that second level of understanding. That's why I wonder. That's why I keep looking for the perfect game. And that's why the Summer's Games Fest was a perfect opportunity to look at some of the new games. And you know what? Everyone brought their game. Everyone brought their A game. PlayStation had their days of play. Xbox had their thing. Summer Games Fest. Boy, it was fun to watch. The MVP probably gonna go to Resident Evil for most people. But see, I'm an enjoyer of the mid game. Or mid game in quotations. Wolverine 2, I saw some things in there. I love the 7 deadly scenes look. A little Netmarble thing. Netmarble, usually known for phone games. I didn't even know they made console games. I've been noticing a little wave of console games slowly moving towards, no, phone games slowly moving towards my console of choice, the PS5, and I'm playing more and more phone games. Now I'm playing Crystal of Atlan, which you, if you are an enjoyer or have come across a few of my videos, I have played Crystal of Atlan and given it a fair shot, which got a showcase moment at Summer Games Fest where they announced they will have having One Punch Man in the game in some capacity. I wonder. I don't stick. I have played Ethereum Restart on and off because, you know, work for like 12 hours straight. But I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a perfect game. No. I have 2 accounts. I have played them habitually, maybe even only rivaled by someone who plays it all the time like Vulcan. You don't have to defend games to your life. Some people will come at you in a way where it seems like you're supposed to take the other side. Don't do it. It's not necessary. You do not have to take the other side. You know? And that's what my channel is about. We're wandering from game to game, doing what we do, having fun. Just like we used to sit down and play with the boys and not worry about all this other nonsense. You know what I mean? Because once we worry about the other nonsense, and once we argue just to argue, we're no different than politicians. We're no different than kids. We're no different than the people we try to escape from when we play video games. You know? That's why I wander. That's why I keep going. You know? And I enjoy myself with every game I play. What is the next game I'll play? Who knows? I still haven't finished Nightmare. I have 5 more bosses. I have played 20 something hours of the game. I have 5 more bosses. And, you know, I probably could have done it if I played with some good, better guys or whatever. But playing with your friends, using that time to play with them is, to me, more important. Watching them play Dead by Daylight, which is a game I used to play, you know? And go up there and, you know, just the camaraderie in the chat room. When the vibes are good, you know, sometimes the vibes ain't so good, man. But you know, when the vibes are good, when everything hits the right way, this is true in real life. Magic happens, man, all the time. You know, so I just don't want to be too hard on people who come on games to vent, you know. But I'm trying to catch a vibe, man, and you kind of harshing my mellow, bro. I also wandered around the internet looking at the different people selling their YouTube courses. You know, probably something I may or I don't know. You can never say never with these things. You know, I'm a pro wrestling fan, and the now VKM, the now discontinued man himself, because of his accusations and things he's actually been convicted of. I say one way or another that is what's right, what's wrong. You never say never. Never shut the door on something that might help me, help you, help everybody in the long run. Average view duration in videos, worrying about CPM, these are good. Someone who sees YouTube as ultimately a place of entertainment. I think there's 2 ways of thinking. You see YouTube as a branch of the entertainment industry, or you see YouTube as just someone sitting in front of the camera and talking to you all. You know, I don't know. I don't know how people see it, but the more and more I see more business-minded people on here and call YouTube a gold mine, it just begins to make me realize, like, maybe we're just getting to a point where people just see everything like a business. Does my video need to have a certain subject, yes. The core of this video is I wander the internet. I find things. I look, I watch Tectone stream, and I see how he gets banned from Twitch, right? And then I watch Asmongo's reaction. Then I watch other people's reactions. Watch a song just to see, because I need to know for myself, who is this guy? What does he really talk about? Because you can really take clips of anybody and make them seem any type of way. Sometimes you just gotta go see for yourself. I'm not saying go jump out a window to see if you can fly. I'm not being that type of contrarian. I'm just saying we just need like a baseline of how we wanna go about things here. You get what I'm saying? Me, I wanna see it and give people a fair shake instead of just taking a word from one of my favorite content creators. You know what I mean? That's why we wander the internet. You know? You can wander and find a video from Mr. Beast and by the same virtue find one where Mr. Beast is being accused of something, and then the very next day you find the video that exonerates Mr. Beast of these things, you know, like, but you know, depending on what part of the story you end up on, we get at a different opinion on everything, you know. Thus we wander. Never real resolutions, kind of like Blue Exorcist, you know, the anime. We just never get a real conclusion to a lot of these subject matters that come about, you know, like it's kind of weird. Like, look at it. um like, are we ever gonna get a real conclusion to Tectone's uh ever flowing rivalry with everyone on the internet? Seems like probably not, you know. Will Asmongold and Hassan reconciliate, or is it just for content? Because it seems like a lot of the stuff they argue about can really be summed up to I'm right, I think I'm right, I think I'm right. So, you know, that can be fixed at some point. It's when things come to blows and when things turn physical, is when actual actions are done to people, and threatening of doing those actions. Where you see with Ethan and Son, you see the threatening of those actions and those actions being carried out. I think that's where people kind of miss the boat on, is when actions are carried out against somebody, that's when things escalate, and when things actually escalate, that's when talking ends. That's a real world concept, right? Like, oh, I'm surprised they even had a debate, Hassan and Ethan. I guess that's why we wander. You know, we actually get to see these two guys actually talk face to face. They used to be on a show together. I remember watching it, you know, at work. You know, maybe I should start working at work. But, you know, you know, why do we wander YouTube? It's this thought stream that we're going along right now. It's this, it triggers something in our brain that actually just feels so good just to flow, you know. My friend Skittle could actually do this a little better than me, man. She could just go on for hours and hours about something she read up on. Do you ever get up in these rabbit holes? Like, one day you're just streaming on Netflix and you go, Dante. And you know, suddenly this dude named Virgil's on your screen, right? And now you're watching the show, and you move on from the show, and now people telling you about the game, and now you're a Devil May Cry fan without even playing the game. Does that ever happen to you? It happens to me a lot. I become a fan of things without actually playing the game. I never played World of Warcraft in my life, but just watching Asmongold, man, you can see the appeal. Yeah. I feel like a lot more people are doing less like doing, and they're just watching people do things. mean, YouTube. You know, I don't know if that's gonna lead to like something like better, or are we just in this like flux of this is where we're gonna be at for a while, where people are just viewing people doing things and coming up with their own opinions and stuff. You know, I find it so fascinating. My channel is about gaming, and you see how my thought stream just started with gaming. You know, it's that's the fun of being on YouTube. I'm not here to rant. I'm loving being here. I'm loving making the content. I'm loving, you know, trying different thumbnails, and the dream I had as a kid, I get to try and entertain people each and every day, you know, as long as I want to uh give it an attempt. You know, and I gotta thank my family for that. I gotta thank each and every person who comes across my videos and, you know, actually decides to, you know, give a darn, man. Means a lot, for real. Uh, but that's why you wander the internet, right? Thus we wander. And all day, even as we speak, Asmund goes behind me doing a California recap of what's going on over there. And now you get an update on your news channel from your favorite Twitch. Now you can get Twitchy, what do you call them? Streamers? From your favorite Twitch streamers now. I find that cool. All these concepts are cool. I'm sitting in front of you, sitting you through a camera right now, and we're just talking. I find that cool. A lot of things I find cool, I hope other people do. I hope community is formed here where we just kind of talk about these streams that we actually just swim along, or I say row along, actually row our boats along gently down the stream. You know, I watch different things than you. You come up with different information. Take my channel as a way to convey the information you want. Your expression. I'm an agent of passion. I want to know. I really do. It actually gives me energy. It actually fuels me. I could talk here for hours. It's only by the grace of goodness that I edit down some of these videos where I only talk about 4 or 5 minutes. But today I wanted to talk an extended period of time to the people on the YouTube who come across this particular video and want to just sit here and talk about the internet and what they watch and what they enjoy, you know? Seriously. Unconfade. Because I think that's important. It what makes us us. People think it's like the people you spend the most time with, but if let's say this phone is the person, this phone right here, the person you spend the most time with. So the people on there is probably the people who are gonna influence you the most. I've seen very angry people become very nice people just being around a lot of nice people because their environments did not allow them to be soft. I think that's important. You know, if you come up in a harsh environment, best way people do that if you're a soft soul is to shut down, and you hate to see it. But that's how cruel the world is sometimes. But that's not what the internet's about. Anonymity gives you. See, I don't really care about anonymity too much. Thus my Gabe is a derivative of my real name. You know, but I care about your anonymity because I think it's important for you to keep your mask on in this ball we have on YouTube, because that what makes it great. You can be a commenter without ever showing, even if you do show your face, you don't ever reveal your real name. You can be a person on here that you always want to be, and people still decide to be complete losers. That's a crime. That's a shame. You literally get to write your own story, and your penmanship is so mediocre, so left wanting, that I'm sitting here in front of a camera trying to characterize a viewer of my channel. In what? Trying to attempt to grab your attention? Grab your own attention. I want to entertain, but I don't want to entertain a husk. You know? It's because, in a way, we're all trolls. Trolls are just people who want attention, but somewhere along the way, someone said you don't have enough talent to get it in the more traditional ways. You're off pitch and singing. You can't tell a joke to save your life. You can't speak. You have a speech impediment. You know? Your voice is it's so something weird sounding. I'm always watching, Mike Mazowski. But see, that's the stream of even nostalgia can hit you when you're searching the internet. So as I land my plane for the day, you know, on my little thought stream here, and you probably stop watching my video at this point in time. Tell me what you want out of the, if you stayed this long, tell me what you want in the comment section below out of the GabeCoy channel. Because I'm here for the people in a way. I'm not here to, I don't need validation on my life. I want consistency. That's what I want. I want people who want to be around. I don't need perfect people. I need good people. So that's why I call my channel members Illuminaries. Think of this video as an origin video. Think of it as a something we can come back on and say, yeah, this is why Gabe says the things he says in the other videos. I think this is important. So good evening, my fellow Illuminaries, from 2:30 a.m. at night in my apartment. Y'all have a beautiful day. Stay lit like a light bulb, because electricity runs us all. Good night, everyone.